My very first experience in here, within the first week of working here 4 years ago, I was vacuuming on these stairs over here. It was after 9 o'clock, and it was creepy, right? So I had my back against the wall, and I've always been looking around, watching stuff anyway. I didn't want anybody turning the lights off on me. So I get done vacuuming. There's still a few things down the aisles, paper clip, paper cup, paper wad, whatever. I pick those things up, wrap up my vacuum, go back over to Grawl, ride the elevator down. As I'm stepping off, I have the vacuum in my left hand, pulling it off. I just instinctively reach around with my right to pull my radio around. As I pull it around, my antenna's not on it. So I let go of the vacuum. I reach around this way, and the antenna's stuck in my shirt. I pull it around. I was like, okay, how did it come unattached? So then I take it and I attach it. It takes 6 twists to put it on, 6 twists to take it off. So then, as I take it back off again, I said, well, I don't know how that happened, but how does it get stuck in my shirt? So I wrap it back up in my shirt because I had a blousey kind of shirt on, long sleeve. I wrap it up, I bend over, it falls out. I was like, well, what the hell? So I try it again. I wrap it up, bend over, twist, do whatever, it falls out every time. I did it like 4 times. I can't explain it, so then I said, I need to call Dr. Nickel because he would know something about whatever was going on. So Dr. Nickel's Center for Regional History. He's since then retired, and his office is still over there. He's still part of the history deal. Anyway, call him up, and you need to tell me what the hell is this? You know, I told him what happened. He says, oh, yes. He says, like, there's some entities down there, and he told me about Bloody Mary. And he told me about Audubon Katitsky, but he didn't tell me the name at the time, which I'm leaving this part out. Later on, Dr. Susan Swartout, we get to talking, and she's just kind of lingering around one day, and I was like, why, do you want a ghost tour? She was like, yes, I would. Okay, well, you know. So we do a tour, and it was earlier than 9, but as we did the whole thing that we all just did, she goes, that's really fascinating. I want to find out who was, she had in her mind, she didn't tell me this, that it was her relative that owned the house that was here. And so she approached Dr. Nickel, did a follow-up, further thing than what I did. That's how we got the name. She actually looked it up and pulled his picture up off the internet. It's out there. And she brought it in, and we tried to do a little seance thing. No connectivity other than that one kid that one day that I had, and it was so bizarre. But, so yeah, that's how we found out his name. It's her great-great-great uncle, Audubon Katitsky, that sits in the 4th seat, D28. He had a heart attack here in his house. The university wanted to buy the house. He said, no, I'm not selling. But when he did die and pass on, then they bought the house. Then they built this theater. So people have had plays and construction and speeches and things, have seen him. Brooke Clubs, her office is on the 2nd floor over here. Brooke Clubs met her husband here at the university a few years back. He was practicing a monologue. He was in here by himself, practicing his speech, and he swears out of the corner of his eye he saw Audubon sitting there. And then as he looked, the guy just kind of like disappeared. So that's better than nothing. That's a true story that Brooke Clubs told me. And then Susan Swartout found out that that's her great-great-great uncle. And getting back to these other sounds and things, I was just telling him I oiled the hinge over here one day for, what was James Labine, that was his name, right? Anyway, he asked me to oil the hinge. That's when I heard that. And then another time, Nima and I were sitting on a couch, and we heard from out there, it seemed like the 4th row, and we looked at each other, we got up, and there was nothing. So things have happened. I've not seen anything. I've heard things that are unexplained, and other than the physical changes. Okay, so this one Bangladeshi student and this Indian student, they were here, and on his cell phone, this Wi-Fi popped up that said, Mary's still alive. And we're like, whoa, where'd that come from? So I told a bunch of other people, They said, "Oh, we want to check this out." So we came. We were scanning in the back room here. The best we got was like whatever and somebody else, some other routers that popped up, and we couldn't get it to happen again. Well, later that night, we come back about 9 o'clock, after 9, and it started again. It popped up, Mary's still alive, leave. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on with this?